Hello, wrestling fans. We are back. If you like wrestling news and stuff, hit that subscribe right now. We try to keep you up to date with as much wrestling news as possible. As we saw, Jeff Hardy debuted. That's right, debuted at Dynamite. So wrestling fans, it was quite awesome to see Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys, back together once again. Standing in the ring, across them was no other than Darby Allin and the Icon Sting. So wrestling fans, a lot of stuff coming up with wrestling. Stuff really picking up in a big way. And this is quite exciting to see such big names in professional wrestling kicking things off and doing so well. And this is something, I was really impressed by. The Hardy Boys, stuff's kicking off really good for All Elite Wrestling. WrestleMania is still around the corner. Everybody's still wondering, what's the predictions? What's going on with Cody Rhodes? Is he signing to the WWE? Or is he staying with All Elite Wrestling? Is this a work by All Elite Wrestling? This is some of those things that really are going to put you guys in your seat and make you wonder what all is going on. I got a lot of wrestling news to drop on you guys, so don't go anywhere. Bunch of different stories and a whole bunch added to that as well. All right, wrestling fans. So interesting enough, the wrestling business has its ups and downs. We're still wondering what is next for Ring of Honor Wrestling. What can we expect? What can we see? Is the company going to stay afoot? Is Tony Khan just going to shut it down like Vince shut WCW down just to use for the library? These are very questions that a lot of wrestling fans are wondering to this day. All right, wrestling fans. So one of the interesting subjects is what will happen with Ring of Honor Wrestling. I'm hoping that Tony Khan manages to keep it afloat and keeps everything going good. There's rumors about Cody Rhodes being part of Ring of Honor Wrestling as we're waiting to see what Tony Khan does with ROH. On top of that, wrestling fans, more wrestling news pouring in. Some of this other news that's pouring in is probably going to make you guys think twice about some of the wrestling shows going on. But hey, check this out. For wrestling fans out there, they're huge fans. That's right. The one man, the king of hardcore. That's right. Nick Cage has a figure coming out, wrestling figures. They are going to be like the WWF 1990 figures. You guys will remember them. And WWE did kind of re-release, and they had Dean Ambrose, Kane. They had a whole bunch of them. Anyway, they're planning on bringing out some Nick Cage ones. Fluorescent Light 2's broken, and that's right. Everybody's pizza cutters with blood on them, so they are toys. They will be when they come out. I'll have a huge announcement right here on my channel to let you wrestling fans know. But we're not done yet. Other huge news, Icon from professional wrestling for many years. This guy's been in the business for 30 some years already. Some of you guys know of him, some of you guys don't. One of you guys know he is one of the most craziest wrestlers when it comes to taking bumps in the ring. More fluorescent light tubes. This is a guy that took a razor blade and cut into his own body to pull stuff out. That's how sick this individual is. We're talking about no other than Madman Pondo. That's right, wrestling fans. Madman Pondo right now is getting a thing set up for pre-order, so you guys can order a Madman Pondo t-shirt. I'll have some of the details and some of that for you guys as well. So if you're into that whole deathmatch wrestling scene, like I said, I'm going to keep you guys up to date. But we're not done yet. We got more wrestling to talk about. Rumors and news regarding, that's right, WWE superstar Cesaro. They're just waiting on the time, Cesaro, of interest in going, that's right, you know the place, All Elite Wrestling, and using Cesaro. Hopefully Cesaro can get more over with All Elite Wrestling. Cesaro is such a great talent, and WWE, letting him go was kind of a big mistake. Cesaro shouldn't have been the WWE champion at one time in his career. Wouldn't have made sense. We did see his former tag team partner, that is right, who did really good. Sheamus became the WWE champion, from under great matches. Everybody remembers the WrestleMania, the quick match, Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan, the kick, 1, 2, 3. Daniel Bryan lost the title. Anyway, so let's get into some more of this wrestling news for you guys. Like I said, I try and cover everything from the indie scene, from the big scene, to stuff you guys don't even know about yet. So just keep on. And one of the other things I will mention, if you guys also did a chance, check out Deathmatch Worldwide, where you guys can pick up no other than Necro Butcher t-shirts. All the best wrestlers that have worked the death scenes, and this from the past and present to this day. So you guys will want to check that out. It's Deathmatch Worldwide. All right. So the Necro Butcher is somebody a lot of people are very familiar with. Has been all over wrestling for many years. So Necro Butcher, after fighting cancer and everything, has came back. That's right, came back to wrestling. His dream. We've been seeing Necro Butcher get his head just cut open over and over again by glass, all sorts of stuff. Necro Butcher is definitely came back to the scene. Some of you guys remember him. He was in the movie The Wrestler, Ricky Rourke, and so many other. And Necro Butcher's just, from been in the Ring of Honor. He's been all over the place. Never made it to the WWE, unfortunately. But the Necro Butcher is an amazing talent when it comes to wrestlers. But he's still managing to step back in the ring. On top of that, so that is right. And on top of that, this summer is return of the Deathmatch tournament. Yeah, that's right. King of the Deathmatch this summer. When I get some dates, I'll definitely let you guys know when that comes up. On top of it, we got a lot of wrestling news. A lot of superstars took place with JCW Wrestling back Monday, March 7th. We saw no other than sights of the Boogeyman, who was rumored to sign with WWE. The Boogeyman gave a lot of props and everything for getting booked for JCW Wrestling. Boogeyman has been in JCW Wrestling many times before. Not just the Boogeyman was there, but no other than JCW person, Rhino. Rhino has had a JCW t-shirt and stuff, but this is where stuff gets interesting. All right, wrestling fans, sometime in August, early August, I will be giving you the announcement of one of the biggest wrestling shows. That is right. Bloody Mania will be taking place in August. The show is put on icons and everything. Everything takes place in August. Some of the biggest wrestling shows you guys could imagine will be taking place. That's right, in Ohio. If you're in attendance, you guys can easily go and look it up. There's going to be a lot of wrestling opportunity stuff at this event as well. And not to mention just all the big shows, all the superstars coming out for this one. They always get brought in. That will be taking place from August 3rd to August 6th. That is the gathering of the Juggalos. They're going to be doing the huge throwdown on the wrestling. So if you guys not worried about the music or any of that, come for some of the best wrestling you guys have ever seen. We got from oddball wrestling to flashlight wrestling to all sorts of stuff. These are the same grounds that we saw no other than Terry Funk throw down with Roddy Piper. We've seen the best death matches. Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Sean Waltman, you name it, Ric Flair. Everybody's been there wrestling-wise, so you never know. It's a great place to see some of the legends and icons from the business today. All right, we're going to get back to more wrestling updates with more wrestling news. And as controversy flying very hard about WWE stretching out interest in buying Impact Wrestling. Now, we heard a long time ago about Eric Bischoff wanting to buy Impact Wrestling, but nothing ever came of that. Eric Bischoff, I think, is long gone thinking about buying a wrestling promotion. It was interesting. Could you imagine if WWE, bought up Impact Wrestling? I'm sure Tony Khan would beat him to the point to buy up the other promotion. So either way, it's going to be interesting to see where the whole thing is going at this point. What does WWE have in store for the next while? Like I said, they want to make WrestleMania 38 such a spectacle of a show, and wrestling fans will not forget what they watched at WrestleMania 38. But wrestling fans, we're not done there. We got more interesting wrestling news going on all over, as so many big things are happening in All Elite Wrestling's world, as well as the former wrestler known as Buddy Wayne, who passed away quite a few years ago now. His son, Nick Wayne, was signed with a contract to All Elite Wrestling. As All Elite Wrestling definitely grabbing up some of the stars and stuff that were going to be used by WWE, All Elite Wrestling is definitely grabbing them up quick. And, you know, we're talking about Buddy Wayne. That's right. Who wrestled in WCW? Who wrestled in the WWE? Who wrestled all over the indie scene as well. 2017, Buddy Wayne passed away. But anyway, wrestling fans, his son to be signed already. They're just waiting for everything to be done and stuff. And he will be joining All Elite Wrestling. Now, the interesting news was he was one of the picks, they said, by WWE to want to bring in Nick Wayne to WWE as a future star. Kind of like how we saw Dominic Mysterio be part of WWE in a big way now. So wrestling fans, you know, we're seeing definitely a lot of changes to come in the business. One of the other things I will mention is, hey, what's next for some of the other superstars, like All Elite Wrestling, and not to mention All Elite Wrestling's talking about signing and bringing in and using some of the old-fashioned deathmatch wrestlers. So, very interesting. Big other wrestling news. That's right. Big-time wrestler Sabu. There's rumors about Sabu making a comeback to the ring. After Sabu said he retired, Sabu is talking about doing maybe a comeback. He said he would be very interested in fighting Brock Lesnar inside WWE. So there you have it, wrestling fans. Some really interesting news, but we're not all done yet. In 2020, that's right, no other than WWE Hall of Famer, the brother of Terry Funk, Dory Funk, who defeated in 1969 Gene Kiniski for the NWA title. Dory Funk is talking about, rumor has it, stepping back into the ring. Now, Dory Funk said, these Funk brothers are hard, they're ready to go, you just can't stop them. So, but I'm looking forward to seeing the Funks were a great tag team. There's talk of even Terry Funk doing more stuff active in the ring again, which would be awesome to see Terry doing the best he could. So hopefully we get more of an update on the Funks and all the stuff they're going through. And on top of that, wrestling fans, if you guys did a chance, pick up from High Spots, that's right, the Funk DVD, how it talks about the family, the history, all the great stuff. So if you don't know a lot about Terry Funk, you got to pick up the DVD. Either way, wrestling fans, so a lot of big stuff dropping. Like I said, I'll be back to keep you guys up to date when I hear more wrestling news, updates, whatever I can bring you. And stay tuned for when more news hits. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll be back, wrestling fans, with more news.